Well, good evening. I'm excited. In case you couldn't tell, it is September 4th, which means it's Wednesday. Is Journal 159, T+155, I think, 154, and we're going to talk tonight about a number of things, a lot of different subjects, but it's going to be a fun night, I hope. Fun for me. I'm coming to you live and recorded at the same time on a brand new webcam camera that I just got. So we're road testing that. I'm kind of excited because it seems to be working the way it's supposed to work, which is unusual these days. It seems like most of the time when you buy something, it doesn't, or at least that's been my experience lately. But tonight I'd like to talk to you about passion, and I think it's really important. I think it's one of the most important ingredients for a full and meaningful life, and being passionate about the right things helps naturally. I've been passionate about a lot of things in my life. I've been passionate about the industry I serve. Um, I used to kid around and say the auto industry has been very good to me. I had food to eat, clothes to wear, a place to sleep. Always had a car that ran. May not have been a new car, but I always had a car that ran, even if I had to make it run myself. Um, and I've been passionate about my writing almost from the beginning. I mentioned before that when I was a kid and my two brothers and I shared a room. The only way I could get them to go to sleep, or the only way we or I or somebody could figure out how to get them to sleep, was to tell stories. And I became rather good at it, actually. And it was a good part of my childhood. And despite all the other things I wanted to do with my life, I really always enjoyed storytelling or writing. And at some point, it became more than just an amusement. Somewhere around 1985, it became an avocation and supplemental income. When I started writing for national trade publications in the automotive aftermarket, for the repair community, for automotive repair shop owners like myself, who were facing the same kinds of stresses and tensions, same kind of challenges and obstacles that I was. And since I could identify so easily with what they were going through, because I was going through it myself, it became a crusade of mine. I was reminded of that the other night when I listened to the podcast interview that I did with Carm Capriotto and his Remarkable Results Radio broadcast. Is that wrong to listen to your own stuff? I don't know. I listened to it for a number of reasons, not the least of which was I didn't remember what I said. And I thought it would be a good idea to figure it out, especially if I got comments about it, which I have. So it turned out to be a really good idea. And a lot of those comments were about the state of the industry then in 1984 and the state of the industry today in 2019, which really hasn't changed all that much, certainly not as much as it could have or should have or would have. And I've been passionate about the role that I've played attempting to help other shop owners understand the business of their business better, chronicling really all the mistakes that we made at the shop, ourselves, and I made myself, and the various different fixes that we came up with to help manage and mitigate what was going on. That had a lot, that that need to educate, that need to share your knowledge and your experience with other people to help them avoid making the same mistakes that you've made, or that you know of that others have made, is something that you can't really control. It's not something that you can turn on or turn off. It's something that's with you constantly. At least it is with me, and I can't speak to how that affects you, but it's on a little piece of paper that's in my wallet, which is part of my personal mission statement. It's to improve the lives and the experience of others by sharing my knowledge and experience in a very intimate and personal way. That's why I did the seminars that I did all the years that I did that. That's why I've been writing all these years, looking for an audience that I could share that knowledge and experience with, so that they could avoid all the pitfalls and mistakes that I've made. And God knows I've made made more than my share. That all changed slightly, veered to the left by a degree or two, when I started to write a column. Well, it actually went back before that. It went back to my realization that business principles, especially the most basic business principles, are very much like the functioning of an internal combustion engine, which probably makes no sense unless you explain it, so I'll explain it. If you look at the four basic cycles of a four-cycle internal combustion engine, it's intake, compression, power, exhaust. And if you look at the average business, you're going to look at very similar kinds of functions. Intake is bringing people into your business. It's marketing, advertising, customer relations, sales, preparation. Compression is what you do with those people once they're there. It's the pressure of identifying the work that needs to be done, estimating it intelligently, estimating it properly, presenting those estimates in an intelligent, compelling way, and getting authorization to do the work. The power part is getting the work done, to the highest possible standard you're capable of, and to ensure that that there are going to be no problems with it, no recidivism, no comebacks. And exhaust is really getting the work out once it's finished, and follow through, follow up, customer relationships management, all of those things. And I recognized all of that, and and it went one step further. I started to write an article about that, and I started to think and speak and build that premise into my seminar work, suggesting that when a business didn't run properly, it was misfiring. And when it was misfiring, it needed to be addressed much in the same way that a good mechanic or technician would, approach a problem in a vehicle. And that was the genesis of the book, Misfire, What to Do When Things Aren't Running on All Cylinders. And it became an obsession. I put it away for almost 10 years, actually. And then it became an obsession when I was diagnosed, especially towards the end of my diagnosis, when I was preparing for treatment, and I realized exactly what the odds were of success. And I even enlisted our son Ryan and made him promise to finish the book if anything were to happen to me. And luckily it didn't, and we were able to finish the book. And the good news, that passion has fulfilled itself in the respect that both the ebook and the paperback are now available on Amazon. I'll wait until tomorrow, because the Amazon paperwork, the Amazon back business functions haven't quite caught up with the idea that the books have been approved for sale and that will appear on Amazon, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. But that's a huge relief, as you might imagine. I mean, it took such a profound weight off my shoulders, and people do things for all kinds of different reasons, and certainly people write books for all kinds of different reasons. A lot of people write books never really intending to sell any, but really intending to use them as a vehicle to do speaking engagements and to make money consulting. Other people have a story to tell, and they're compelled to tell it. I wrote this book really to help small business owners like myself, but in the process managed to go ahead and build a really compelling story around it. So it's a novel that very gently has business principles, embedded within the storyline. So it's like me, with two different kinds of DNAs, mine and my donors. It's a chimera. It's both a compelling novel and it's a book about business and how to go ahead and fix yourself, fix your life, fix your business so that you can remove some of that stress and anxiety from it. Because I can attest to the fact that it's really dangerous. So my passion for telling stories continues, I guess. I'm here in this blog with you. I don't see any reason for it to end anytime soon. The books are going to be out there, and I'm really excited about that. If anybody has any questions about where to find them or how to find them, please let me know. As I said, however, I'll be go ahead and including that in an email that accompanies, or in the written text that accompanies the blog, probably tomorrow or the next day when everything goes live. The website's almost ready for prime time. The back behind the scenes stuff is being built even as we speak. And I'm excited about that because I've seen what it's going to look like when it finally hits the web. And I'm really proud of the way it looks and how it's going to work. And I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm really grateful for those of you who've chosen to hang out with me while I babble on and on about all of these different things. It's nice to have company. So in the meantime, stay well, take care, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.